Sunday Showcase, made possible by a public service grant from the National Endowment for the Arts and Bristol Myers Company in association with its divisions.
Yeah. All rise, open your eyes, no need to explain. I got a homie from the east and I'ma tell you his name. Never hang around lames, that's a part of his game. And if you show deep respect, he'll show you the same. Jeff undercard boxing, shook the world when he came. A lot of cats is playing, but his hands are insane. You can get steamrolled if you stand in the way. He a yardie from Flatbush, you cowards his cat puss. We used to feud like Bishop and Q, but he'll fuck you up quick if I give him the cue. From the city of Midwood, the south central part of New York, next to Bensonhurst and Borough Park. If it's a problem, don't even say shit. Just face this when you come across the Bay Bridge. No tolerance for BS or fake kids. Your blood clot crying. Just stop trying. Is Jeff Undercard prepared for the assignment? He bringing the appliance so cowards can't fight it. He might yoke you up if he feels slighted. He's spreading out toxins. It's undercard boxing. Yeah.
What's going on, fight fans? What's going on? Skills from New Orleans. Bruce Gas, Boxing and Jazz. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So news that broke the internet over last week. I thought it was a fake fight. I thought it was Turkey Al-Sheikh or somebody playing just pretty much misinformation. To read something like breaking news, Jake Paul will be fighting Tank Davis. It was just like, it didn't make a lot of sense. And that's how, I initially reacted like everyone else. This is not true. This is just propaganda. This is just, they're just using Tank's name to build what I thought was the potential fight with Jake Paul was I believe Anthony Joshua, because Eddie Hearn did say that they were in negotiation with Anthony Joshua for a potential fight with Jake Paul and that $100 million clown show. Bruce, boxing is not what it was in the past. For sure, right now, it is more of a niche. Like, instead of boxing becoming bigger, it's becoming smaller and more, let's just make like ridiculous fights. Let's get Deontay Wilder versus a guy at 112 pounds. Let's get someone from heavyweight to box someone that's a lightweight. I'm not sure when the sport took this turn, because you do have real fights, but the real fights, maybe they're just not generating enough money for the amount that these fighters want to be paid. So therefore they have to now go a different route. You have a lot of people pouring money into boxing, but with boxing not turning a lot of profit, depending on who's the promoter, we're now looking at boxing as this circus, this clown show, let's see, too premature to take an exhibition. I don't think he had the option of delaying Jake Paul and what he had planned. Jake Paul, he if you notice, he's kind of on a schedule. He's been making a lot of big moves with Netflix. Netflix is the one that put on the Tyson fight. Netflix is the one now hosting the Canelo versus Bud fight in September 13th in Allegiant Stadium. There seems to be the push to get behind Jake Paul and what he wants to do. And I think Netflix sees that this can profit them by just look at what Jake Paul and Tyson did. we all complained about the glitch. We complained about service dropping, but from a broader spectrum, they looked at it and said, this was an absolute massive success for us. The amount of subscribers or the amount of people that got Netflix just to probably tune into that fight or to tune into fights in the future. We like to be in the Jake Paul business. We want to be we want to make more fights with you, and we like how you're selling the fight, the things you're doing to build up the fight. Netflix could have did this deal with anyone, but Dave seems to like being in the Jake Paul business. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor in MSG was also on Netflix. I was at that fight. I was outside MSG. There was a big spectacle. There was like a bobblehead, like the creation and the production that they put in for that particular fight. It was really good. People were outside for hours standing up taking pictures of a display of Amanda Taylor and Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano for hours before going into the event. And you can tell just by how they were gathered that they liked the spectacle that was the fight. I'm not sure if they like the fight they wanted to see, but what was taking place around the fight was also just as interesting to them. There's been a lot of different conversations as it pertains to the Jake Paul fight and as it pertains to the money being earned. Man's got to make his money. Man's got to eat. For us boxing fans, the purists of the sport, it's a big kick in the face. It's a slap in the face. But we really don't have a leg to stand on as it pertains to this. We literally just have to enjoy the fights as they come. We just can either support it or we just don't. And that's unfortunately what it looks like is our options. Either support the fight or or don't support it. And that's how we show that this is not something we want. But I think the majority of people, like when this fight was announced and they heard what the possibility was, were intrigued. Casual fans, hardcore boxing fans, he's going to knock him out. There's just been it's like a burning bush. Everyone wants to see it. Everyone wants to go and tune in to see the spectacle that is. Everyone is curious to how this fight, how this exhibition, whatever you want to call it, how it plays out. There's people speculating on what's on the undercard. If they're going to build an undercard, is there any money for an undercard? Are the undercard fighters going to be on real fights? Are they going to be in exhibition fights? Do they want to, is it going to be more for circus? Will it be more strategic? Will it be more, will it be Katie Taylor versus Chantel Cameroon on the undercard? Is Alicia Baumgardner possibly to return? Are they going to have any big name fighters on the undercard? Is Netflix willing to put in the money? Can't unmute guys because they mute themselves. Okay, I got you. When you ready, bro, I'm here. What does this event eventually turn into? Is it a boxing spectacle, or is this a good fight with a good undercard that I didn't want to see the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, but I got the Barrios fight, and I think I got the there was someone else on the undercard. I'm adding to the stage.
Yeah. Put me up. What up, people?
What's up?
Boxing. I got you right now. Give me 2 seconds.
Take your time. We just cooking. I wanted to actually hear what you had to say as it pertains to the Jake Paul. When I saw the event, I sent it to you, and I told you it was fake. It's the moment I sent it, but right. I was just curious to what was your initial thoughts. Has your thoughts changed as the time has went on? Now that you know it's a real exhibition, something that will be taking place November. 13th or on a Friday in Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, I know we spoke offline, excuse me, about this match, Tank versus Jake.
Yeah.
And to be real, bro, I'm not excited about it. I think it's a clown show. I think Tank's skills are one that could keep him safe throughout the fight, but I don't know, man. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put it together. Give me 2 seconds. Let me put it together.
Take your time. Take your time.
I didn't get to hit. Let me hear your input a little bit, and I'll be
So,
able to properly lay it out because we just spoke about this, but I have mad thoughts.
My thoughts are: it is a clown show. It is not what hardcore boxing fans want to see. It's not what we would like to see from Tank, someone who's in their prime, someone who we wanted to see other fights against high-level competition. The money is not necessarily there for those fights, but we still wanted to see Tank Shakur, Tank Tio, Tank Keyshawn Davis. Like, there's a multitude of fights that generates money, and we want to see it because we want to see if he is who he says he is, and he has to prove it to us over and over again. Like, we can't grant him this great level unless he proves it time and time again. So it's a clown show, but maybe it's a good undercard. Maybe they build the fight out correctly where we see fights on the undercard that are appeasing to us, and that's the reason why we tune in. It's also on Netflix. There's no pay-per-view. You don't have to pay for it.
So you know it's going to be a big fight because of what you just said. It's going to be a huge fight.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is I'm trying to get the right look because when I edit the videos, I'm figuring out what's what. That's an offline topic. My fault.
Now you good. I mean, look at me. I threw in the background. You know what I mean?
Yo, dude, I don't even know how to do that. I got to figure out how to do that. I'll figure that out. But one thing Jake is good for that you mentioned, which I love that you mentioned, is he is good for a fire undercard.
Yep.
He's good for that. So I think in that respect, it should be a good event. Jake loves a great event. I'm also trying to pull up the live via my other phone.
Now you good.
But yeah, so that's the other part. So now I got it. So now I use the example. I got a bull that I work with who is about 5'11", and he came down, he dropped a lot of weight. He dropped, like, since we started working, like 80 pounds. But he's probably around 255, bro. And this is not a guy that's a boxer at all, but he's been working with me for maybe a year between the Mayweather gym and then, my own thing now. And when I tell you, once again, not a boxer, I can box circles around this guy. But when he hits me to the body, bro, and for everybody on the chat, I'm probably I weighed myself last week. I was 162. So I'm light, but I'm fit. He hit me to the body, bro. It shifted my whole body sideways. And I had on the body armor. So I say that to say, remember the dimensions I said?
Yeah.
This dude is 5'11", about 250, right? And I'm 5'9", maybe 162, 160. He shifted me all the way to the side, right? We kept on going with the pad work. I don't know. Once again, I'm nowhere near Gervonta's skill level. This guy that I work with is nowhere near Jake. But I just can't imagine. And we don't know how many rounds. But I can't imagine taking that shot for 10 rounds, bro. Yeah. Even if I'm eating it on the elbow, I can't imagine. And this is a guy who doesn't fight, right? Yeah. But has been training. So y'all tell me from y'all experience. And this is why I love when boxers are talking about it, because even people who love Tank are like, yo, it's just not, I don't know if it's worth the bread in potentially losing or having Jake look too good.
Yeah, even in an exhibition style fight.
Even in an exhibition.
Can he lose more than he gains? And although he gains the money, will he lose that allure that comes with Tank, that
that's what I'm saying,
power that comes into the ring and stop, or maybe he just makes a miss. There's a lot to figure out as it pertains to this exhibition one. You guys putting on headgear?
No, there's no headgear.
No, there's a 6'2" guy fighting a 5'3" guy.
There's no headgear. I don't think there's going to be any headgear.
What did the
Think
gloves
about
say?
how we used to be in the park. We didn't have headgear in the park, but once again, we wasn't throwing to kill each other in the park.
Right. We were sparring and just trying to use different shots and techniques to kind of be counter to the person that you're sparring. It wasn't like I want to just punch you. It was more like I'm going to try the uppercut, jab, uppercut, hook. Like you're trying to work out routines in your head.
Yeah.
I don't know if this can be as scripted because we've already said
it cannot, bro. It cannot. I don't care if Tank can crack there's, like I said, using my example, even when you, and as a smaller person, everybody's, a lot of people are like, you're a bit bigger than me. So even sparring you, the effort at which you can throw and land a harder punch, in real time, if we're the same fitness level, you statistically speaking, it should be harder, right? So when I say that to say the amount of effort that Tank is gonna have to put every time he throws in relation to what Jake has to put, that in itself is gonna be a game changer. So that's why I think it can only be but so scripted, because Jake can flick out a strong jab and Tank can take it like, yo, was he trying to knock me out with a jab? And in actuality, that's just Jake's regular jab. But now Tank is sitting there like, I gotta hit him with something just as hard, but it's gonna look like from Tank's end that he's throwing to knock Jake out, when in actuality he's just trying to gain the respect, which Tank don't usually normally have to do. You know what I'm saying? Now I will say Tank is sharp enough to hit him on the button. Actually, it'll be a little embarrassing if Tank drops him, but I can see Tank dropping him. But I can't see Tank knocking him out. Jake is good enough now where I just can't see it. And I also don't know how long he's going to outbox him for, because Tank isn't a volume puncher. So going based on their skill set and their mannerisms, how is this going to look? Is Tank all of a sudden going to be a long range boxer, sniper like Shakur? Is that
outside, pause some jabs, move around, cut off the, what I mean? Just elite footwork. Let me show you my elite footwork. A lot of people footwork. Listen, the only way this makes sense to me,
$100 million clown show. Yep.
The only way this makes sense to me is if somehow, some way, there's 4 fights on that card.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Paul fights somebody else and Tank Davis fights somebody else on Netflix. But they had to put on the spectacle to get everyone's eyes to their prize. But like, imagine if you see Shakur.
Imagine fantasy. Yeah. I'm with you.
That Tank is fighting Shakur on Netflix and Jake Paul is fighting Anthony Joshua on Netflix. But those 2 names don't move the needle as it pertains to like, I want to see that. But if on the night before the fight, that's what we actually get, shout out to the gods.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So
they built a spectacle to carry everyone's eyesight to the fight, and then we get fights that we actually want to see.
Yo, that would be crazy. If they were to do something like that, I would be floored. I don't think that would be something I would actually expect in any universe. Right now,
bro. I got you.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. Yeah, I don't think that's something I would expect in any universe where they would do that. That would be great, bro. I don't see it. Now, what I do see is them putting on. Did we hear anything about the undercard yet?
No, it's too soon.
It is too soon. When is the fight supposed to be for November?
November. Now, and
then how is Tank training? What size is Tank gonna be? Like I said, I'm way bigger than Tank, bro. Yeah, he's 5'5". Yeah, I'm way bigger than Tank.
He's 5'3", bro.
He's 5'3". Yeah, I think on BoxRec he's 5'5". Everybody says he looks like he's a little bit shorter. So he's pretty much Kevin Hart size, super athletic. And Kevin Hart is athletic, but he's Kevin Hart size, fighting 6'1", 200, and last fight Jake Paul came in at 227. 6'1", 227. And he don't got short arms either. He got long arms too.
It makes no sense from a boxing analytical. There's no way to see skill-wise, Tank. Size-wise, Jake.
Yeah.
Punching power,
Jake.
But Jake ain't smoked nothing. Did he smoke?
Bro,
Don't say Tyrod Hood Woodley.
Bro, let me tell you something.
It's just a punch. It's just a
Hey, yo, let me tell you,
man
like
punch.
Like I said, and once again, and I love these debates now versus when we were just spectators. And you can have, Dan Raphael Fat Self. I don't know if he's ever boxed, so he has a great sports IQ. But once again, I ain't ever knocked nobody out cold. So doesn't say much, but I ain't never knocked nobody out cold. And no, regardless, I didn't say anything about anybody getting knocked out, bro.
No, I said I have knocked somebody out cold. Chill.
Okay. You've knocked somebody out cold. Yeah. Once again, that's not something everybody can do.
True.
So, and once again, whoever you knocked out cold wasn't a trained fighter. So whether they were in boxing or MMA, all these people who talk trash about, he didn't knock out anybody, you walling, bro, because it's not easy to knock somebody out with drop a man with one punch.
Yeah.
Who's been training. It's like I said, somebody on the street who's out of shape, you can knock a lot of people out on the street.
And as Bruce Gas says, Jake is on PED. I know, like it seems
Jake is on PEDs.
He
do look like he on P. I don't know, bro. Who said that, Bruce?
Yeah, Bruce Gas.
Bruce, I don't know, bro. Bruce, we usually align, bro. I don't know about that one. And I'm not like a fan of Jake, so I'm not gonna sit here and defend him to the nines. But I never really went with that narrative because I just don't feel like he's had any fight that's scary enough for him to take PEDs. If you brought that up, if he's fighting Anthony Joshua or Canelo, then I believe you. But all these guys,
he hasn't put himself in none of those fights. Even the one fight that he won or lost, you figured he gonna get that rematch. He hasn't.
The Tommy Fury fight, he should have got the rematch because I think he could have beat Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is so bad for coming from such a dynamic family. He's so trash, bro. He too focused on Love Island and all that nonsense and being pretty.
No one.
It's true. You know how it was when we was on our pretty boy joint. He wasn't as disciplined as you should have been for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Once we started having real life happen, you cut all that out. He still be moving like he gel his hair every 10 minutes. That's why he's not a good boxer, bro. His cousin is a great boxer. Tyson's a great boxer. I'm pretty sure the dad looked like he used to get washed, but the dad got a lot of heart. Tommy, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, it looks like he put the fear into the box. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna swing on you, so let's get it.
Right. But anyway, let's move.
Yeah, let's cook on 154 real quick.
154 is the hottest division in boxing.
It is.
154 is the hottest division in boxing. Somebody could argue with me in the comments. I dare you.
I didn't see the fight. I did not get a chance to watch it, but I
saw the highlights.
There was whispers because we were
about the African cat.
Boots was saying that a lot of these guys are busy. Like, you don't know this, I don't know this, but these guys are busy. They have scheduled fights, and I was tending to believe him. Like, that's my guy. That's who I rock with. So I started seeing like the tea leaves. Johannes Tellez, he already had a fight. He lost that fight. Ortiz Lubin, now they have a fight. Jesus Ramos, he's moving to 160. So Sergey Boyacek says his manager got an offer. He didn't get one. Your manager got it. He didn't tell you about it. So for all this speculation that Boots didn't seek out top heavy competition or wanted to make a fight for real, it's like everything he said is coming true. Boyacek, Brandon Adams, Canelo's undercard. Lubin Ortiz. Now it's a little further, but that's a fight that got done. Boyacek, who else? Johannes Tellez, the WBA interim champion, who in one fight of defending his interim belt, look good, is what you call it, is no longer the champion. Abbas Baharu, the guy who beat Tellez, will get a good fight. Yeah, his promoter's already Listen, it was said.
What was his record?
18-0 or 17-0. I believe he's 18-0 now. I can look that up. What'd you call it? Not only that, it's been said that as soon as Bud enters the ring versus Canelo, he will be stripped and the interim champion will be elevated. Excuse me. Abbas Baharo is 16-1. So he's 17-1 now after the
Wow.
Buenos Tele.
16-1. How many knockouts?
I get
And
that.
did he knock out Tellez, or he
has
lost
9 TKO?
9 KOs. Okay, he can crack. He looked like he was just he looked like a smaller version of Billy. Or maybe they're the same size. He looked like that kind of fighter, just super fit.
He's German,
super fit.
5'9.5".
Yep.
176.
He came into the fight 176.
I'm sorry. No. His arm length.
76.
1 centimeters.
Oh, I was like 76 inches is crazy, bro.
Yeah, he knocked him down. I think he bullied him the whole fight. Like I think Yoelis was expecting to style on the guy, to just not be hittable, to just be a class above him, and the guy just kind of roughed him up. Yeah.
Well, let me not say he couldn't adjust. I don't think he adjusted effectively enough to manage the guy's volume, and the fact that, based on what I saw in the highlights, y'all can jump in, Bruce. I know he's on it. Based on what I saw, it looked like he just couldn't handle. And to me, that's why I think Jaron is so great and reminds me of the Crawfords of the world and the Canelos and whoever else you guys think are great. Because Crawford would have made that adjustment to say, oh, that's what we're doing? This the kind of volume you bring in? All right, I'm tearing that body up.
Yeah.
I'm tearing that body. Crawford, there was like a 3-piece Tellez got caught with, backed out thinking that he had space,
and got caught.
And didn't cut an angle. When the guy's pressuring you like that, based on what I've learned, you can't just back out. Number one, you got to back out off the line. Number two, once you get the first step out, second or third step got to be at an angle. There needs to be some kind of offense on the way out once you pivot. That's why you have that beautiful, Gervonta does a beautiful uppercut, step back, turn with the hook. And then from there, he's doing another defensive move to completely get out of danger.
Right.
And especially so that you avoid hitting the ropes.
Yeah.
And what Tellez did, y'all go back, correct me if I'm wrong, he took the half step back. His hands was all wobbly because he already got 2-piece. And then there was no angle cut. There was no head movement. And then he got pieced again. And at that point, his hands were doing this. Like he's getting hit and his hands are here, I felt bad. His eye was already swollen. Yeah, I was like, dang, I can't believe I missed this fight.
He looked like he got roughed up that fight. But this is also an interim champion with 10 fights who you're trying to keep busy, right? You're trying to keep him active because you can see what the future will hold if you can keep him active and in relatively good fights. Because this was a stunner, as they say. This was supposed to be like a tune-up.
This is supposed to be a tune-up, but that's what happened to Charles Conwell. That's why I say 154 is the best. Because you got dudes who we think are up next who are getting beat by unknown fighters.
Yeah.
And that's why Greg said it. I watched Greg's podcast from Saturday night, and he said it perfectly. He said, he always says there's another man in front of you. He said, you can never underestimate another man in front of you. Because at the end of the day, you think you train hard, they may have trained harder.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not a skill thing. All the skills in the world don't matter. I can be more skilled than Jeff, but if Jeff been running more than I have, I'm going to get caught by Jeff. And 9 times out of 10, if the skill gap especially isn't too great, Jeff is gonna beat me that day. Yeah. And that's when all I can say at the end of the fight is Jeff was the better man that day.
And all I need is one day. One day can change the entire lifetime.
Hey. Sean Porter said it, right? Remember Sean Porter? It's my fault, bro. I keep cutting you off. My bad, bro.
You good. Cook. No. But yeah, go ahead.
When he fought Terrence Crawford, I really thought he was going to give him a harder fight. He gave him a good fight, not a hard fight. I don't like how Kenny stopped the fight. But one thing that Kenny said is Sean knows why I stopped the fight because he wasn't doing some of the things he normally does. And if he was doing some of the things he normally does, I wouldn't have stopped the fight because I would have thought my son was equipped to handle what was coming next. One thing Sean said he didn't do is either he didn't run as much or he didn't swim. I got to go back and watch the video. Yeah. But his dad normally has him doing a combination of the running and swimming. And Sean is like, I've been doing this. I know what I'm doing. I feel great. I just don't want to do the swimming right now.
It felt like a power struggle in that fight, though, where
between him and his dad.
Yeah. And the fight played out where Kenny said, "I'm gonna show you that I'm the big honcho. I made you, Sean. I'm him."
I didn't like that at all, bro.
Yo, here goes his towel, bro. Yeah,
Sean is really like that. So when you go back and all these guys are saying, Bud, I saw a post from one of these. You probably saw it too. Bud has never fought between 140 and 147 has never fought anyone in their prime who's mentally and physically in their prime. And I don't want to say I fully agree, but when you think about fights like Sean Porter and the way Kenny stopped the fight to me prematurely, that's an example of that would have been a dude who was a little out of his prime, but that guy wouldn't have been able to make that sentence if we let Sean Porter just. No, Sean Porter wasn't going to get TKO. He wasn't going to get knocked out, bro.
I think he had hip surgery right after that fight, bro.
Yeah, he did. But he wasn't going to get knocked out.
I know.
I would put my money on it. Sean Porter was not Sean Porter was not going to get knocked out.
Couldn't clean his clock. If Danny couldn't catch him with that left hook, there's a good chance that what you're saying is correct.
Yeah, the ref would have had to stop the fight, and it wouldn't have been because Sean was out cold. It would have been, did he take too much punishment? But I don't think that would have happened. It would have went 12 rounds.
In that fight for a good.
Yeah.
He was all right. So hold on, let me read this. Thomas Hill. Yeah, they hate on Boots because of applied association to Al Heyman and the PBC through Showtime, and also because he actively sought out Bud and Crawford instead of fought Avanesian. Yeah, we're about to cook on that. All right, I'm sure you can see it. So I got it moving across.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I got both the phones out, which I should have done 8 podcasts ago.
What you call it? How you feel about that? What was your thoughts when you first saw it? I brought up you. What you thought about that? That's me sending a voice note, by the way.
Yeah. When I first heard that he wasn't fighting any of these guys.
No, when he sparred, because this also broke the internet. So Tank.
Sparring when he's sparring Crawford.
No.
Sparring Canelo.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, I was so hyped. So let me tell you exactly what was happening. So when I saw, what time did I text you?
I don't know, kid.
Yo, son, I'm 90% sure I was sitting up with wifey. Yeah. And she was in and out of falling asleep. I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, yo, what time? And I remember seeing it and I stood up. Bro. I said, oh, hell, and yes, bro. Because it's not that me. We said this already for everybody on the chat. I am a fan of both fighters, Crawford and Canelo. As a brother, as an American, I am rooting for Crawford, but if I had to put my money on, I'd put my money on Canelo. When we spoke however long ago about the potential of this fight, I remember saying to myself, man, I wonder how Ennis would do because Ennis is bigger, something like that.
Yeah.
And then now to look and see Ennis, big old self, out of camp, getting ready to go into camp for his own fight, sparring Canelo, and then to see them together and to see the size difference, bro. Let me tell you something. I think my money is safe, and I'm sorry to say this. I could be wrong. Crawford proved me wrong. I think my money is safe because even if Canelo gets pieced up by Ennis, if by the end of it, he can see what Ennis is throwing, Crawford got a real problem, bro, because I don't care what nobody says. Ennis got a way deeper artillery of offense than Crawford and a different speed. That man throws 6-punch combinations at the speed of my 2. And I'm gonna put a heavy bag video up. Just to say, I'm gonna send it to you. Maybe I have you post.
No, send it to me and I'll post it. I'll put it up.
And show you. And like I said, I'm okay with people coming at the video, but Ennis can throw 6 punches to my 2. Don't say much. If you think I look good, then that says a lot. If you think I look like trash, then disregard.
Yo, he also
disregard.
Dude, I'm not. The chat will probably know Thomas Hill for sure. He also brought in another guy to spar. I think his name is Yoenli Henderson.
Yoenli's Hernandez. Yo,
another
he's nasty, bro.
Cook.
Nasty.
Goes the alley-oop, bro.
That's the dude that I sent you a whole voice note about. Beat up on my guy Kyron Davis.
All right, that's how I look him up.
And Kyron Davis is good.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's world champion material, but Kyron Davis is good. Yo, you know who Hernandez remind me of?
No, yeah. That's a bull, bro.
He is a bull. He is David Morrell without all fancy work.
Hernandez, yeah.
He is David Morrell without the fancy work. And I'm gonna tell you this. He is so good. I'm surprised Canelo have him in camp, bro. 2 cents boxing, big up yourself. I'm surprised Canelo have him in camp because I thought that guy would be competition for Canelo if Canelo's around in another 3 years.
The dude is 6'2", Cuban style.
And he's a strong Cuban. He's a knockout artist Cuban like Morrell. He not no pity-patty, pitter-patter, Regan-Dow. Yeah, exactly, Thomas. Kyron Davis gave Benavidez a great fight. And he was coming up from 160. And Kyron Davis is only getting better, and Hernandez beat him up. Beat him up.
To bring those two dudes into camp, because you also see that
I don't know how you beating him.
Canelo he brought in a 6'2" guy in
Hernandez, yeah.
And then Boots, because I saw them together take a photo, which means he was getting work with all two of those dudes that probably, hey, give me 6. Give me the other 6.
Yeah. Or 3 and 3, yeah, or 6 and 6. It depends, because I know Canelo's how many weeks out are we? 3 weeks out? 4 weeks out? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
From the fight? Yeah, Canelo's probably doing 12 rounds, 14 rounds. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing 12 to 14 rounds. I don't know if he does 4-minute rounds or not. I got to double check that. But yeah, I could see. And Jaron, he spar at full speed. I don't think Jaron the kind of guy you can go in and, unless he's treating you like a kid or he's your friend. I seen him beat up his friend, so let me take that back. You see what I'm saying? So that's not a guy you can take
on that also.
What he said?
Breadman Edwards cooked on that also. It's 3 weeks after the fight. That Jaron doesn't know how to turn it on and off. It's full speed or nothing at all. Let me make sure I'm making a check.
Another coach, I forgot his full name, but his nickname is Okoye. Yeah. From Philly too. Mm-hmm. YSM is always interviewing him. You know him.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing. He said, from what he's seen, Jaron only have one speed. So even when he brings up and coming welterweights, and super welterweights to the gym, depending on, even if they're really good, he has them avoid sparring Jaron.
You don't want to lose that confidence, bro, because confidence.
He has a guy who was 7-1 who hasn't fought in a year after sparring Jaron.
Yeah, I heard that interview. Knocked him out in the second round. But the thing is, there's a class level. There's something that was also missed. He didn't just bring in Jaron because Jaron is who we know. He also brought in his brother, Farad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was in the gym.
He still got hands too.
Farad.
And they work together a lot, right? He's worked with both of the other Ennis brothers. He worked with Pooh too. I think it's Pooh's name.
Yeah. 2 cents. Is that link hittable? I wasn't sure. I just threw it in the chat. The link is down there if anybody wants to just pop up. And thank everybody for coming through, supporting.
Much love to everybody.
So let's cook on the Ortiz versus Lubin. Hold on. Before we jump to that, what's some of the backlash you think he's getting for sparring Canelo? I think it's nasty work.
I don't see the problem, man.
Bro, all you've done is shit on Boots' whole career. Who's he fought? Why does he deserve a Bud fight? So now he's supposed to, in his mind, a guy who wants to fight you, like, I ain't helping. I ain't gonna spar top level competition because me and you we not cordial. We not cool. Mm-hmm. We want to fight. We still want to fight.
Right.
And he just 2 weeks ago. He still wants that Bud Crawford fight.
And what's funny is I gotta look up, somebody in the chat tell me. I'm trying to remember what has Ennis's stance been on the Canelo Crawford fight, because now I can't even remember what he said. I feel like he's never. I don't know if he's actually picked a side.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 2 cents boxing in the building.
What up, y'all? What's going on? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh,
Now we got a pack house.
Nice.
Thomas Hill, salute.
Yo, Thomas, what's the word?
I just wanted to touch on the boots thing you was asking about the backlash from sparring.
Yeah. Go ahead, 2 cents.
I'm gonna get my 2 cents about that real quick, right? This is the thing. I feel like there seems to be some type of campaign against boots, and we can get out to that later. But you know how when you're connected to somebody and it kind of ups your stock, like how Earl sparred Mayweather and gave him a black eye and that upped his stock and all that.
Yep.
Boots sparring Canelo should be raising his stock.
It did.
But you have people coming out trying to deflect attention away from that and make it seem negative. Because the things that they're saying makes absolutely no sense. Like, it's not logical at all. And I don't even see how people are believing or falling for it. Like, it's boxing. You saying he ain't staying on code and he black, he should, like, you turned this into a race thing to manipulate the people. Yeah. Boots going to spar Canelo, all this, he ain't fought nobody, and this image y'all tried to create of him, I think that just counteracted that. Because Boots is going to spar Canelo, the best fighter, arguably the face of boxing, and he picked him to spar him for his quote unquote his big fight, right? His big challenge. This is who he used to prepare him. Now, he did use other people, don't get me wrong, and those people weren't off code. No. He got other African-American fighters in his camp. They not off code, but for some reason, Boots is off code. So I don't think that that's the real issue. I think that they just wanted to paint the sparring in a negative light and for it to have the opposite effect of boosting Boots stock.
Right. You said it. I love what you just said.
Yeah, because when Virgil Ortiz fought Boots, it was just good work and somebody who Virgil could measure himself up against for the likes of fighting the Boots or fighting the Canelo Bud. So all it was just iron sharpening iron, and hopefully you get to see those fights develop into something in the future. Because now my eyes and my antennas are open for the Ortiz versus Boots fights, and I hope it's in Cinco de Mayo. I hope it's May 5th, and I hope it's a Mexican holiday. I got my tacos. I'm ready to go. Thomas Hill, go ahead.
Man, well, I'm gonna be real. All of that sellout stuff is fabricated because and you can see that the fact that he even responded shows you the threat that Boots is to Crawford, and has always been to Crawford. Crawford never really wanted that fight. It was too high risk, low reward. He's not gonna get paid the money that he's looking for, especially sans the Spence fight, because he saw what true money looks like in that fight. And on top of that, it's not really worth the risk because, he coming off of as 2 cents, a walk on water performance where that nigga really was crowned the second coming. So, you got people who are going to denigrate this man for doing something that has given the seasoning that Benavidez has. Benavidez got his seasoning from sparring elite.
Yeah, Benavidez,
elite fighters. That's why he's doing things in the ring. It don't look pretty. None of that ish is aesthetically pleasing. But form follows function. He's functional with everything he does. Functional here, functional with his legs, functional with his arms, even with his movement. It don't look pretty, but it's effective as hell. Canelo is going to give this man a level of seasoning that he has not had to date. You can't say you've sparred somebody as elite as Canelo and them ninjas is not in a group before Canelo, because it's been eroding. That teaching that you get, very few teachers are remaining that are trainers. Most of them, you got to find like old school cut men that been in the ring with a lot of people or things like that, so they can give you the tricks of the trade. Yeah, that polish, exactly that polish. So I'm sorry to hear that Boots has a misapplied affiliation with with Al Heyman and the PBC through Showtime. I'm sorry that he was actively trying to fight either Spence or Bud and decided to go the Bud route. He thought that was the easier route to go I'm sorry that instead of fighting Spence that time when he agreed to fight Spence, he later pulled out and did not fight Boots, instead fought Avanesian. And I'm sorry that he's over there trying to get his craft together by sparring somebody who will give him leaps and bounds experience that he can't get anywhere else.
That's true.
How are we holding somebody? Go ahead. Go ahead, 2 cents.
And it seems to be, and this is my thing, right? Y'all let me know y'all 2 cents about this. I guess you could say I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, but not really. This is my thing, right? I believe that the fighters, because you have to think, Turkey has bought up the boxing media. And that's the truth, whether you want to believe it or not. And the main fighters that people want, I know we talk about Boots, but the main fighters that people want Tank to fight, they're over there with Turkey Al-Sheikh. Turkey Al-Sheikh is trying to get Boots to come over there. So keep in mind, he's in control of boxing media. And the fighters that he has, he wants the fighters that's not over there to fight him. So the fighters that aren't the B-side fighters, they have a fan base, they're able to generate their own revenue. There seems to be a campaign to tear those fighters down. And there seems to, and to try to see everything they're saying about Boots and Tank is a projection. Oh, they manufactured. Oh, they just building them up. Oh, they just putting them in the ring with people that they know they can beat. Because the market doesn't lie. The market determines what they want to see. And so far, Boots and Tank are who people want to see, because they're not fighting overseas in the middle of the day where ain't nobody paying attention.
Right.
They're not doing that.
They're not able to pull them to Saudi Arabia and to pay them more money than they're supposed to get for a fight that no one wants to see. They're staying where they are: Philly, Atlantic City. Boots especially hold that ball twice. Atlantic City, he did very well, and he's building his name locally. And now you can start moving him to different places: Houston, New York. It's I see the play in what you're saying is he wanted to have control over all these fighters, that way he can just put them where they want and put on fights that maybe are not as enticing, but it just gets him away from, the people who he's close to.
Right. So and I don't know if y'all, I know Undercard Boxer watch my channel, but I'm all for boxers getting their money, right, and being profitable and doing what's best for them. I never had an issue, so to speak, with boxers going to Saudi to make money. My whole issue was with Turkey as a whole and how that's going to affect boxing, period. So with that being said, I just want to make a point. If we want to talk about a sellout, right, is a sellout not a fighter that's taking his talent over to Saudi Arabia, not worried about the fan bases, not worried about boxing in America, not worried about growing boxing in America, not worried about putting on for the American fans that are supposed to be supporting him? Is that not selling out? I'm not saying they selling out. I'm just saying, if I had to call somebody a sellout, who would you call a sellout?
No, that's a good point.
From the American market.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good way to look at it. And I don't think people ever look at it like that. They just get in their feelings and want to point the finger. But also at the end of the day, a lot of these fighters ain't making any money up until. So it's like you've been going into debt fighting for your dreams, and then you get a break like Turkey Al-Sheikh. You about to tell me I'm not gonna feed my family? You know what I'm saying? You get a break like Canelo reaching out saying, "Hey, young man, I want to spar you for one of the biggest fights I've ever had." You're not gonna say yes because he's Mexican? What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? It's actually kind of crazy. So there's definitely an agenda. 2 cents. I agree. Everybody's takes I agree with 100%.
Listen, Tank, the people who are still.
Somebody got some nasty feedback.
Yeah. Oh, that's Thomas. You got to mute yours, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thomas out there on the road. Yeah, there is. You can see by how they are also trying to classify a duck, fights that he won't take. Like they're actively trying to downgrade his market value and tell him that no matter what you do, you cannot sell where you are. You need to come over here and get this bag, because the amount of stories being written, the amount of duck controversies I've been seeing placed on Jaron Ennis, I'm just like, this don't make no sense. But it starts to make sense when they're trying to push an agenda.
Yeah. Yeah, I see, and so now what I decided to do, because I like Boots, I'm a Boots fan, but this is making me even more of a Boots fan because I started making content because I just got to come out and just say common sense, right? And I guess when you point out common sense, that make you a pro Tank or a pro Boots channel or whatever the case may be. I don't care about that. But I just want to come out and just be like, guys, look at this and look at this. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I seen somebody do a video the other day where every opponent Tank didn't fault, they gave a reason and made it seem like he ducked them. So they trying to be like, oh, he ducked everybody his whole career. He didn't fight this person, ducked. He didn't fight this. And I'm like, so your fighter, it wasn't fighters that your fighter didn't fight? Were they ducked?
Nope. I mean, even going about the money that Tank's making, fighting the fights he's fought the guys who were necessarily available. Yes, he kept a lot of it on his side of the street. I don't see that as a bad thing. Top Rank does it. Queensbury does it. Matchroom does it. The side of the street doesn't exist, but I see that fighters make fights where they're profitable and keeping the money in house.
Yeah.
Yo, Mr. Vibes, let's go make a fight.
That's it.
Yo, let me say this on her point too. There are people who are saying, and bear in mind, the ninja that really makes the fights, because let's be honest, the fights, only one fighter can truly make his own fights, and that's Canelo. And he still has to go through some hoops to get his own fight, but the promoters usually are making these fights. And the promoter for Loma has come out and said there was never a time that we entertained a fight with Tank Davis. Then you had Loma, who said he never could fight, and said if we were ever going to fight, why not fight when we both were at 30? But he didn't ever say he was going to fight him at 30. He just said it would have made more sense then. But I have not ever entertained a fight with him. There has never been a contract. And then they say he ducked him just recently, when it's clear to see that Mickey Freaky pulled out the fight because he was done with boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like they will apply anything to certain fighters because they just do not like these fighters. Meanwhile, there were opportunities for one of these fights to be made, two of these fights to be made. Hell, when he got out of prison, the first person they contacted was Devin Haney. Guess what Devin Haney went to do? Fight Regis Prograis. Your boy Shakur was on every video talking about he know not to get in the ring with me. He's scared to get out of the ring. He ducking me, man. He ain't fighting nobody. This, and that. Then there was a leak of an interview by a correspondent of Jamil over at YSM talking to Steven Espinoza. And then the next thing you hear from him is he not ducking me. I'm not ducking him. He not scared of me. I'm not afraid of him. The fight's gonna happen. We just gotta wait. We gotta have some patience.
Espinoza said it was a fight agreement, but it was a one-off, 1 plus rematch if Tank loses. That's how he usually does his fights, and that's A-side behavior. And unfortunately, Shakur didn't want a 1-fight off deal. He wanted a 2-fight deal, and they said no.
Y'all know what's crazy too? Is that people will believe that Turkey paid Ryan Garcia $20 million to fight Rolly, but they won't believe that Tank can make $100 million fighting Jake Paul.
Right. On Netflix, by the way.
And that's the hate. That's the hate, bro. And then there's that. Man, you know, he never ever got approached by Turkey for a fight. He got asked if he would be interested in fighting over there, because he wants to capitalize off the Tank hate. Bro, when Tank, this damn, and trust and believe, bro, like the boxing fan in me, I don't like the fight, but I can see the scope of the fight. But when that sucker dropped, haters and pro Tank fans alike do content, they numbers skyrocketed. I seen somebody that normally had 50 to 75 people on average on it, and he quote unquote is a person who like is fair and is interested in the integrity of the sport and the love of boxing, not never gonna hate on nobody. Man, it was 700 people up in there. 700 people up in there because they know deep down that dude don't like it and can't wait to say I told you so and dump on it. But they don't realize that the people that they fight for, or the people who they say are giving us the fights we want to see, are indeed going to make or take that opportunity if they can get it. If they can give them anywhere excess of $40 million for one fight, they're going to take it. And Shakur even said it in his recent interview. Yeah, but I got pride. Which fight you going to do next between Teofimo Lopez or what was the other guy? Roach, Lamont Roach. Well, it depends on what the money is looking like. So that's everyone, bro.
Lamar Roach about to fight a light touch. Who was that they announced he about to fight? They talking about this Shakur and this. I'm like, guys, if he's about to fight Tank, what happens if Tank goes and fights a rematch? Are we just gonna forget all this stuff y'all been saying and how y'all really did this man? Like, does that just go away? Because people talking, they're talking extremely, extremely reckless, as if Tank owes them something, and he doesn't. They're not even his fans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he owes us anything, but I will stand by regardless of if the fight is good. Like, no, we didn't need this fight. He could have took this fight in 5 more years. Obviously, we don't know what his plans are. It seemed like he hinted to one.
But how do you know he could have took it in 5 more years? How do you know what Jake's plans are?
Yeah, I think Jake ended up too.
Yeah, no, I don't. For me, I don't think, based on Tank's skill set, he's hit his ceiling for him to start taking these exhibition fights. So that's where I'm coming from. You have all of these guys in and around your weight class who, let's be real, you haven't fought, that are in and around your age group, and he hasn't fought them. And when you have a rematch owed from a fight that you didn't conclusively win, and then you have at least 3 guys that we all would agree we want to see him fight, and you fight this guy, Jake, who's literally, 70 pounds bigger than you? I could have waited a couple more years for it. That's all I'm saying. If he's going to retire early, unify. Get another belt, another weight class.
He actually tried to unify. Loma ducked out the back door.
Why, though? Why should he? Listen, I don't disagree. I'm not saying he shouldn't do that and all that. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, why is that so important, right? Why is that so important? Because you think those guys, and I'm not trying to disagree. I'm just giving a different perspective.
No. I want to hear it.
You think those guys are fighting for those belts to be great and for legacy?
I can't speak for them. I feel like the boxing and the sport that we love, that's what it was supposed to be about, right? Chasing greatness, trying to see who's the best, building out the legacy, but also setting up your family. But to me, when I was introduced to boxing, it was always the setting up the family is like right underneath your legacy, because one goes hand in hand. But right now it feels like our generation of boxers, especially after Canelo and Crawford, they're worried about setting up the family like now without really accomplishing
having a legacy.
Yeah, legacy of anything great, So
this happens when you beat Tim
Bradley. But you would agree, my legacy is what I determine it to be, not nobody else.
Ooh, that's powerful. Okay, I resonate with that.
Because you've heard Tank say, I don't give a fuck about belts. I just came to get my money and get out.
I hear that. I hear that 100%.
So his legacy is set.
No, I mean, I guess the other thought process too is you also have to, you're walking into unnecessary risks. Now, like you said,
now that's another topic. That's a good topic because I'm hearing people, because I honestly didn't ever think we would talk about the actual fight, because I'm like, I don't see myself trying to analyze this fight and figure out who could beat who. But I'm finding myself when I hop on these panels that conversation is coming up. So I'm like, is it a clown circus or is it a risky fight?
It's risky.
I think it's risky, but it's a clown circus. But I mean, it's more of a clown circus if this is a few years ago when Jake first started. But now that Jake is an all right boxer, I just think it's an unnecessary risk, even if it's an exhibition. Like, I don't know if you heard me earlier, 2 cents. When that size difference is so large, there's only so much holding back you can do in an exhibition. You see what I'm saying? So once the bigger guy starts throwing as a smaller person, you got to throw even harder to match. So I just feel like it's just a risk on your health. It's a risk on so many different things. It's a risk on if you don't care about being great, it's just a risk on getting beat up or getting hurt by someone who's not on your level skill-wise. I know he cares about that. So whether you don't think he cares about the belts, I care about someone that's not as good as me beating me because I took unnecessary risk of fighting someone 70 pounds bigger than me. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, I do. And I was always of the belief that it's an exhibition. They're gonna be bullshit. You know how you feel after every Jake Paul fight? It was set up. It was staged. You know, you feel like that after every Jake Paul fight. So I'm like, what makes you think you won't have that same feeling after? You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I might. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I might have that same feeling. But if Jake Paul swings with any remotely bad intentions to land, I mean, you could say it's a fix or not, but I don't know. Accidental shots still hurt. Accidental shots still
crazy.
Hurt. You know,
like the way I'm hearing people talk about this fight, like they're really intrigued, for lack of a better word, because they don't know if it's gonna be real. They don't know if it's gonna be fake. They don't know if they're gonna be trying to knock each other out. Like all the people, circus show, I hate it. It's a bad fight. They're going to watch it.
Yeah.
People are starting to go to Atlanta. Atlanta about to be turned.
Yeah, Atlanta gonna be OD turned. And one thing I want to reference in one of Tank's interviews, and a couple interviews, think about how he worried about Ryan Garcia's size. Think about how he worried about Mario Barrios' size. Just watched it yesterday. He said something along the lines of, "Oh, I was taking it easy because he's 140, so I just I didn't want to get caught with nothing." You worried about skinny 6 foot, 147-pound Barrios getting clipped? So how you think? That's why I just don't understand. So to your point,
but Tank is just a cautious fighter like that. He's a cautious fighter like that.
So how much more caution is he? How much more cautious is he going to be fighting someone 60 pounds heavier than Mario?
And I don't know, man. That's why this shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, it actually makes me feel like the fix that you talking about might be more in. It might be one of them highway bank robberies that
it has
Floyd
to be, right?
About. Yeah. Because ain't no way.
But then people bring up Logan Paul and Floyd. People bring up Logan Paul and Floyd and how Logan Paul was really going at Floyd, though.
Yeah, and Logan is half the skill set of Jake. And even in Floyd, I don't think Floyd was ever worried, but I ain't gonna lie, there's a couple times I was like, dang. I was like, Logan might clip Floyd with something that, might annoy him, but I wasn't worried about Floyd getting knocked out at any point in that fight. But there's a smaller difference in size between Floyd and Logan, So Tank is just a little guy.
Listen, just do what I said, Netflix. Listen, bring out Shakur and bring out Anthony Joshua. Let them two guys, you know what I mean?
That's nobody gonna watch it. Did y'all see T.O. trafficking himself trying to fight with Aiden Ross?
Trying to get on the thing, yeah.
Nobody cared. Right? Nobody was in the uproar about T.O. trying to fight 3 people, do a Royal Boxing Rumble, fight 3 people in one night with Aiden Ross. Why nobody in the uproar about that?
T.O., I feel like it's done with boxing.
Yeah. I mean,
you're trolling now.
Nobody's going to make but also with Aiden Ross and probably the 2 other guys T.O. mentioned, those guys aren't fighters. T.O. could probably beat those guys in his sleep. He could probably fight those guys at the same time and beat them.
But ain't that a circus? Ain't that a circus show?
Oh, 100%.
The uproar, the talking platforms ain't going crazy. Theo wants to fight Aiden Ross. Let's make 7 videos. It's more like, all right.
Let's talk about how he trash and everything they say about you is true, and you not a real fighter. And you like, what are we like? What? Y'all are crazy. This is one fight. One fight.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Like you said, we're all gonna watch it. Everybody has their opinions. I don't understand it. And now, you know what we didn't talk about this whole entire stream, and I gotta go in a second, but we didn't even talk about from Jake's standpoint. What does he gain? I think he has a little bit more to gain, even though he still has a lot. He gains way more followers.
It's just first time fighting a real boxer. It makes
a real boxer who is not his.
No,
size.
He fought Tommy Fury.
And lost.
Tommy Fury and Chavez.
And Chavez.
Chavez is a waste. I'll tell you right now. If Jake looks remotely good IQ wise, it's gonna be an L for Gervonta.
I don't know what Jake Paul y'all be watching, but Jake Paul is not that good of a fighter, y'all. He really not.
No, he's not. But I'm telling you right now, if he does anything good remotely against Gervonta consistently,
it makes him look like an all-star.
It's gonna make him look. He's gonna walk away saying, "Hey, Gervonta, you could knock me out." 90% knockout.
What if they set it up for a rematch?
That's nasty work. That's nasty work. That's nasty work.
This one's on pay-per-view. You got to pay for this one now.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be nasty work.
Hey, that's a genius idea, though. That's a genius idea. Make the rematch pay-per-view.
Yeah, but he's smart because he takes a fight that's pretty much just as big as AJ, with a lower risk of him getting hurt or knocked out.
This bigger than AJ.
Yeah,
AJ would have taken his lights out, bro.
AJ wouldn't have played with him.
Nope.
Because they couldn't fight. He would have to fight AJ in the UK, and they didn't sanction the fight. So I don't even think that, because the UK is like the size of Texas. So Tank is a way bigger fight than AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
And Atlanta's a great place.
No. The only fight that he can get that is bigger than Tank is Canelo. That's the golden goose. But AJ would be more money in the pocket. It wouldn't be the same degree of Tank unless Jake Paul did look phenomenal in the Tank match. Then it's like, oh, well, shoot, I want to see what he could do with a real heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I agree. I don't understand why people hate Tank. But one time on 2 Cent show, she asked, when you thought of the PBC, who did you think of? And most people, when you think of the PBC, you think of a fighter because Al Heyman is so low key and behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Tank is the face right now of the PBC. Like, he's the banner holder right now. So that's why people, because most of this ish that they have resentment for has been already programmed by the people who hate the fact that he came into our business and is kicking our tail. And has been kicking our tail for 15 plus years. So everybody hates, even his own people hate on this Mickey Freaky. And then they hate amongst, like, I rock with Shakur as a fighter. Now, he do some stuff that I don't really vibe with. But as a fighter in the ring, big time, right? And on top of that, he say he like to talk, him and Devin, they both talk they talk big checks, but they can't cash none of them Mickey Freakies. And you know what I'm saying? And they get celebrated for that. I'm going to be real. Loma was supposed to fight Shakur. Did he want to fight Shakur? Hell no. Hell no, he didn't want to.
He know what it was.
I'm considered, quote unquote, a tankomaniac just because I support the young brother. I support Shakur too. And I know damn well Loma didn't want to hop in there. But you got delusional Mickey Freaky's talking about, no, Tank didn't want that fight. That fight, they won't even, he ducked Loma. Motherfucker just literally pulled out of the fight that was signed. They signed the fight.
Yeah, Bob was pissed off about that too.
Yeah, they jumped through hoops to discredit every. This is what they said. They said Tank was manufactured, and then they manufactured the people he fought to make Tank look good. Like, what are y'all talking about, bro?
Yeah, they're like, yo, Rolly, come get this belt. Come here, Rolly.
Like, what are y'all talking about?
I'm not going.
I love talking about Rolly. That makes people so mad. They hate Rolly.
I ain't gonna lie though. Rolly wasn't supposed to get no damn shot at no belt after taking that L like
he did. That's why I fuck with Rolly. You gotta appreciate Rolly's come up. You got to.
No.
Absolutely. Young, not really fundamental, but heart, aggression, and a hook.
Good power.
But let me say this too. People don't want to give that man respect because he is a Tank opponent, but what he got, the teaching that Ismael Salas implemented to help him beat Ryan Garcia. Now, I fully don't believe Ryan Garcia was fully bested in that fight. He thought that Rolly was chump change and he could handle him just like Devin thought he was chump change and he can handle him. But the game plan that Salas put in, that boy sucked all of it up like a sponge. And everything he needed to do to win that fight, that Mickey Fricky went up in there and did that. And in the fight that he was losing, that they stopped, he was surging and surging to win that fight. He started getting more confident and comfortable in that ring with that old hat Barroso and was starting to surge. Now, granted, he was still down on my counts. I don't have no problems with Rolly. This is where I do have a problem. Turkey giving us the fights we want to see, and Turkey's giving people the bag. Now, if you're getting the bag, meaning you're getting more than you normally get over here, so be it. But I know a ninja fought on one of the hugest cards there ever was with all them heavyweights, and then was out there stealing something from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He got the biggest bag he was ever supposed to get in life, and that's Big Baby. That fool in jail because he was out there taking something that don't belong to his. Why are you taking something when you're getting life-changing money? So I'm not ascribed to that. I think the real true money.
I didn't know that's what happened.
Yeah, I think the real true money comes from the back ends that usually put on when Al Heyman them do a pay-per-view joint and Jake Paul, because Jake Paul makes a spectacle. This fight is a spectacle. Do I want to see a rematch? Hell no. Would it be profitable? Hell yeah. Would I'm being honest, bro. Like, I don't like the fight, but I understand what the fight can do for the culture, can do for boxing itself, and can do for that young man, Tank Davis. Now, what he need to do is take this advantage that he's going to get right now and toe that line in the straight route, because he can't be messing with baby mama drama no more. And you got to make some people change some narratives, bro. That's the only thing I will say. Handle this, then go handle them Mickey figures that spoke on your name, and you can fly off into the sunset. Because just believe, if he does this fight, what's to stop him from making a Mayweather fight? What's to stop him from making a Pacquiao fight? You can go handle them people that they said you running from, and then you can make them fights, and then you will make sure that your kids will always be okay.
Yeah, no, I hear where you're going with it. Mayweather would not
stays
fight
open
him.
all the time.
Mayweather would not fight him. Pacquiao would fight him. And then you got a good point. I mean, from the money standpoint, Jake Paul and a Pacquiao, and he could retire. The legacy, I feel like we'll miss out on a lot of good fights, but Tank could retire. He'd be set for life.
Yeah, and
he beat Pacquiao
for pulling up.
And the thing that 2 Cents made the point towards the legacy thing, people fighting. I'm gonna use Brian Norman Jr. as proof positive. People need them belts so that they can get more money. Brian Norman's biggest payday up to date is in the hundreds of thousands. Before that quote unquote fight with Boots, it was only 91,000, of which I don't think he took home, but maybe 75,000, maybe even less than that. They now in this negotiation, though, once the purse bid had been ordered, no more negotiations could take place unless somebody agreed to step aside money, which Kukadajian definitely wasn't going to do. So the other two offers didn't really matter, but just say 1.7 or 1.8 was. That's 10 times, nearly 10 times the most money you've ever made, and more money than you've made as a collective in your whole career. How is that not enough? He said, because I'm a champion, I bring something to the table. I got something you want. So it makes it, and will it really be a severance pay? Because if it looks bad, that's why that's why that fight with Shakur, because Shakur said, I will do anything to have a fight with Tank, because I know he is the A side, and it will be the biggest fight of my career. Yet when you get offered an opportunity to replace Loma for a possible one-off, that ain't good enough. Yeah. Why? Because severance pay. What if he go in there and spark my ass and I look average as hell?
Can't come back.
I might never get a fight. Look at Devin. Devin had to grovel and call and fake fights for somebody to bite. That nigga used some serious power bait. Sorry about that. He used some hella power bait to get somebody to like Turkey to bite, because I ain't got nowhere to go. Look at you just mentioned Teofimo Lopez. He is stuck between a promoter that don't give two flying fudges about him, and the only time I'm gonna line you up on a fight was a fight I know you can lose, so I can get that belt off of you, because you're not walking away with that belt like Shakur did, and you're not gonna get a fight unless I know I got somebody that will take it off of you. So he's got to go out there and twerk for people. So I'll fight 4 people in one night. I'll fight you for 4 rounds and you for 4 rounds. Like that's what they're doing. That's what we doing out here.
Tio is, I don't know if it's since I don't know if he's with Top Rank or if he's just like a free agent running around just trying to get a bag. But if you notice, he's turned down Devin, he's turned down Shakur. He's a man without a home, and looks like who said he wanted to fight Boots. Who said, "Nah, I'm not doing it." But he's a man without a home or a fight.
He has one more fight, I think, with Bob Arum, and Bob Arum controls who that fight is going to be again. I think that's why he ain't getting no fights, because he ain't letting him. If Bob Arum is not letting that belt walk away, Shakur got away from him.
I mean, why wouldn't he make Keyshawn versus Tio at 140?
I think Keyshawn messed that up, though. I think he messed that up with his performance, so he got to get back in good graces. But Keyshawn cost him bread. You know, they opened up, gave him the keys to the city,
bro.
Gave him an annual day.
Hometown. We said, Brian Norman, who been over there, ain't had a hometown fight yet. They said, yeah, we're gonna make you a star. And Virginia popped out. Listen, fellas.
Yo, Keyshawn pissed me off, bro.
Yeah.
I know we got to do a hard stop.
I want to see that Edwin fight. I want to see that Edwin fight. Fight at 140.
You got me so tight, bro, because Keyshawn would have solidified his place at 135 by beating the brakes off of Edwin, and we missed out on it. And I don't think he would have beat the brakes off of Edwin, but if he did,
it'd have been good for him.
We would have been talking about I want Tank versus Keyshawn, and y'all know that.
Let's be honest though, he would have beaten him, dog, because that dude had just come off of a major
surgery,
health scare, and was not in the ring. So I don't believe his timing, where you got somebody who had like 3 fights in relatively like 7 months, 8 months. So he's sharper than that guy for sure. So I believe he would have won.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been a massacre. Nah, it wouldn't have been what the other fights was for Keyshawn.
That's what I'm saying. But it would have been I think it would have showed us a lot, like how he's been showing us. But anyway, let's see. I'm curious to see what he does next for him to get his name back in there. But I know we gotta go. Bless up everybody who tuned
Thomas
in.
Hill, thank you.
Thomas,
2 cents.
Two
Bruce
cents.
Gas, Skills
Teach
from New Orleans. Teach. Oh, by the way, he did say this before I cut out. He said he went the IBF route instead of the WBO, talking about Boots and so he went the IBF route only because the IBF, they said he was going to order it. IBF strips people. Teach, you know these things. Don't lie.
Yeah, they strip people real quick.
Whatever Bob orders is the WBO. He's owned by Bob. We know this. Come on. We know. Oh, Teach. All right. See,
what he said?
I ain't want to just leave you in the comment section.
Yeah.
Salute to everybody. Peace and blessings.
Yo, love.
Salute my guy, Teach. I love that brother, man. That brother's calm, cool, and collected. Hey, shout out to you, the platform that you guys have, and the fact that you discuss boxing.
Thank you.
It's refreshing, man. I hate the stuff that we go through on the radio. Sometimes it's comedy, but a lot of times it's just tearing me apart.
Yeah.
Because we tear brothers apart left and right. We don't do that with nobody else but our own demographic, and I hate that issue.
Yeah, I agree.
All
we gotta teach these Mickey Frickies. I'm taking that from now on. Yo, I'm taking Mickey Fricky everywhere we go. I'm about to tell wifey, yo, where that Mickey Fricky at?
Where that Mickey Fricky at?
Where that Mickey Fricky at there? Yo, we're gonna link, man. Big up yourself.
Peace.
Yeah, man.